Hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Channel Update. So we're back. This is going to be a bit of a random one, but nonetheless, we're going to jump straight into business because there's other things that I want to actually talk about this time around. So one of the things that I wanted to tell everybody is that I am actually playing quite a bit of games right now, and that means that there's been a lot on my plate. You know what? I've been enjoying what I've been playing, and I've also decided not to do videos for those games yet. We'll see. Anyway, so one of those things that I'm playing right now is I'm playing. I was playing Civ 6, which was really great. I really can't remember what other games I was playing. But I've also started playing a bit of Overwatch, so that's great. So we should be looking actually at some footage of me playing some Overwatch. I've still been playing some Skyrim. I've still been playing a bit of Alien Isolation. I've been playing a little bit of not Overwatch, but Heroes of the Storm. So I've also been playing a little bit of Broforce. So I've been playing, you know, quite a bit of stuff. And I don't want to really break my schedule, and I don't really want to break the series that I've got going, because I think they work fine. I think Alien is working great. I just really haven't had time to sit down and record it, mostly because I found myself stressing my voice quite a bit when I was recording Alien, and I quite like that. I think it fits the series quite well. So I'm just waiting a little bit till my throat is actually better. As you can hear now, I'm still probably a little bit hoarse. And I'll probably be going to the doctor's tomorrow, just because I had already planned a visit. But hopefully I'll be back on that pretty soon. If not this week, the following week you'll get more episodes on Alien Isolation. As for Skyrim has been like an interesting thing, because it started out as, you know, me sort of wanting to experiment with it, and it's just an amazing game. It sucks you in really fast, and to my surprise, it's been one of those series that hasn't really suffered from having a long run. I'm hoping, for those of you who, you know, maybe are starting to get a little bit bored of it, I'm hoping to make it a little bit more entertaining. I've certainly had a lot of fun playing it, and if I could reach the 25 episode mark on that, that would be great, because 25 episodes is sort of like a milestone. None of my series has actually ever ran the 25 episode mark, just because I've always I think we always get tired before we get there. But Skyrim is doing fairly well. It's actually still getting views way after it was each episode is released. So I'm happy to continue with it, at least until the 25 episodes. We'll see if we can actually reach that goal. However, if you just flat out refuse to watch it and you tell me you've had enough, then I'll stop. But I would like to first of all finish the Imperial storyline, and I'd like to reach the 25 episode mark, even if episode 25 is just bloopers and me having fun before, you know, calling it quits on the series. But we'll see what happens. So we've talked about Alien Isolation, we've talked about that. The other thing that we need to talk about is the Minecraft. So the thing about Minecraft is still one of those things that are still very sort of relevant. Minecraft is one of those things that I put up a video, and I literally have to make zero efforts into pushing that. It'll just, you know, get views constantly. and I have nothing really to do with that. A lot of people have actually, suggested, hey, you should do more Minecraft because it's generating a lot of traffic and it's always relevant, and I agree with that. It does. It does do a lot of that, but I don't want to be a Minecraft specific channel. The only reason that it's been as sporadic as it had been is because it takes a lot of time to actually put an episode together, especially for the Let's Builds, because Let's Builds take quite a bit of time. So I figured that if they're going to take that long or that much effort to actually produce, I might as well just record the entire process and go from there. So what we're seeing for Fridays now is that Minecraft Let's Build project. So we'll see. It's not going to be a very long series. I'm committed to finishing the Let's Build for the current build that's going on, which is probably the Greek temple.
Excellent.
And we'll see how that does. We'll see how that works. Everything in YouTube and on the channel is sort of an experiment to see how it does and how it's received and whatever. Worst case scenario, you get to hear me ramble on over game footage, which is pretty much what's going on right now. Aside from that, what else do I have to say? Well, there's something else that I sort of wanted to address, and this isn't directly related to the channel, but it's related to people out there, people in the community, people who are sort of who I've engaged with, and some are people that engage with me directly, and some are people who don't. Some are people who are asking, for advice, and other people. And it's about the channel. It's about having a YouTube channel and doing gaming in general. And they seem to be, I think, depressed or frustrated with the outcome of what they're doing, because a lot of them might be doing great stuff, but they might not be doing as well, or they might not be getting to their expectations. So they, at this point, I've sort of managed to get my shit together, and I'm sort of producing on a regular basis. So, I've had questions, from smaller channels, and even people who have got bigger channels than me who've been, asking how, what I do. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. First of all, I didn't start the channel as something that I wasn't thinking, hey, this is going to be my life. This is going to be how I'm going to make money, or even that I'm going to become famous. I knew that initially when I started the channel, this was about 4 years ago, and I know a lot of you will look at the channel and say like, well, it's still pretty small for a channel that's been around for 4 years. I started it 4 years ago, but I didn't actually get into doing content for it on a serious and regular basis till about under a year. So I've only been doing this for a couple of months. Maybe a year? I'm not sure, but we're close to it. And one of the things that so that's one of the things that I was clear about. I knew that when I started doing videos a couple of months back, that YouTube has changed, and that it was strictly going to be a very different beast to what people had gotten when they started 5-6 years ago. So YouTube is a lot more competitive. It's a lot more demanding. The way the system works, to my understanding, is very demanding. To the degree that channels that are professional channels that are dedicated 100% of the time, that are actually making money out of this, are having a hard time keeping up. So having said that, you have to sort of acknowledge that you can't go into it expecting what could have happened 5-6 years ago, because it's different. And so if you're gonna have a YouTube gaming channel, do it first and foremost because you love it, because you enjoy it, because it does something for you on a personal level. Okay, so that's one thing. And that also informs my expectations of channel growth. You know, I'm not really focused on channel growth. I'm focused on you know, maybe having a small community, having some fun playing that, hearing back from that community, and being satisfied with it being a hobby in my life. If it gets bigger, if it blows up, whatever, that's great. But that's not the reason that I'm doing it. On a second level, now, there is something with me that I don't usually talk about my personal life and or my past or anything, but up to this point, maybe I've hinted at it or something like that. So I did study film, and I did for a long time. With my friends, we produced a university-based television show. It was a film review. So we got into the habit of producing shows, half-an-hour shows every week. And we had to move to places. We got to interview directors. We got to do a lot of stuff, a lot of fun stuff, and that informed sort of my work ethic, particularly. So that was a couple of years back. So when I stopped doing that, and I started doing my master's in film, and I really retreated from doing work on a regular basis and editing and putting all these skills of things that I like on the back burner, and that was something I wasn't happy with. I wasn't happy with it. You know, I knew that I was about to finish my degree. I knew that I wanted to go back into the field, and I wanted to work. But at the same time, I had not been doing anything on a regular basis for about 3 years. And that was something that I wasn't happy with. It was something that I wasn't going to let happen. So I thought, you know what, doing the channel, even though it's not my best technical work or my most thought out work, and a lot of it is very organic, it was a way to put me back into a routine, to put me back into thinking about producing media of some sort, and that's what it is, and that's what it is for me. It's part of a lifestyle, of a work ethic, of something down the road. That's why when I always did these channel updates, they have always been, or always have had, this touch of not knowing how the channel will move forward, if I'm working, if I'm doing different things. Having said that, though, I have managed to do a bit of work, a bit of independent work, and I'm still doing that. But it's and so far I've managed to continue doing this. And the reason I've also continued doing this, and this is my last bit that I will say regarding this, is that this year actually there were a lot of changes in my life, and I'm a private person. I don't really like to talk about the details and whatnot, but I did move. I did have to downsize. I had to do a lot of stuff. Friends, I had to say goodbye to friends. I had to start thinking about potentially leaving the city and moving towards other places with greener pastures. At the same time, I do want to say this. When I sort of hinted at this a couple of months ago, a lot of people started reaching out to me, and people that I actually knew, actually came forward, and they said, hey, we actually watch your stuff. We heard that you're doing this, and I had no idea. I had no idea, because I don't. I'm that much of a private person that I don't give personal propaganda to my channel. So I don't tell people that I know. I don't tell my friends that I have a channel, or I don't put it on Facebook, and I don't do these. I just let it. Let it grow sort of like organically. But a lot of these people reached out to me, and it was really great. And it was flattering, because at the same time, you have these people that you respect, that you think that they're great at what they do, and they take a little bit of time out of their day to listen to you just waffle on about random shit. So and then a couple of my really close friends listen to me as well, and that's great, because it's a way to stay in touch. It's a way to especially when there's distance between people, like physical distance, and you can't see friends who are afar. It's great to have them be able to watch you waffle on, or play, or attempt to play, and do any of that sort of stuff. So and even the people that I didn't know, people who contacted me on Reddit, or who sent me private messages on YouTube, which, by the way, I had no idea that YouTube you could actually do that, but it was great. So it was a great experience in a difficult time, and you look back at it and you think, hey, that's something special. And for whatever reason, I feel compelled now more than ever to continue with it, because there's been other things. There's been other, for example, like jobs or little contracts, or contacts that I've made just through the channel. So it hasn't been a it's not that you're gonna get what you think you're gonna get out of something like the gaming channel, but you never know what will come from it. You never know if you'll meet someone, they'll accidentally find out that you're doing something, and they'll motivate you to do more, or to expose yourself to having a routine, or to merely, if you're having a hard time with whatever it is in your life, to take some time off, to do a couple of videos, to play some games, and to laugh a little bit. And that's, a lot of people do this too, because as their personal therapy. I think I'm going to leave it at that. I've ranted quite a bit about this, and I wouldn't blame you if you didn't make it to this point of the video. But anyways, that's for all those people out there. I wish you the best of luck. I hope that you continue doing what you're doing, and I hope that you know that I support you, and that I hope you continue with it, because I enjoy watching your stuff. So this isn't for me, this is for all those people out there who have doubts. Alright, everybody. So until next time, that'll be December. So let's end it weirdly. Bye-bye.